Hi, I'm Cindy Bertram. Thanks for joining me today on Good Ship Happens, and hope it's not too bloody hot here. As my friend from Great Britain says, these were bloody. It's been a little bit high temperature here, but you get through it, okay? Because once again, the sun is shining. That's good too. So yes, and it stays light later, which is good too. So you just have to turn off. Don't worry about that too. So like I said, it's so funny these were bloody in Great Britain, but they're not bleeding, okay? But yes, anyway, as far as good ship happens today, a lot of good news, okay? One thing that's kind of fun too is in the past I've talked about the christenings of cruise ships, okay? I was actually on board the MSC World America. I was honored to be on board for a christening and naming ceremony cruise, and they selected the actress Drew Barrymore to be godmother of the ship, which is great. She christened the ship. Very happy. It's great experience too. But as far as what goes on as far as a tradition, okay, the tradition of a godmother christening a ship is a long time maritime practice, and it was kind of rooted by a superstition, I guess, um, and the desire for the good fortune and safe passage for the vessel and its crew. Okay, so this honorary title is actually usually bestowed upon a prominent or maybe a respected woman, often a celebrity, of course, industry leader, philanthropist, also maybe there's a ceremonial lunch too, which is great too. But and also the tradition is to have breaking a bottle of champagne against the hull of the ship. Okay, what's fun too is more than ever now we've seen other things coming up. It's not necessarily a woman as godmother christening the ship. One example was when Pitbull christened the ship. He was amazing, and he did a half-hour performance afterwards, christening the ship, which is great too. And it was fun too. Is then I was Norwegian Cruise Line. I was there. It was amazing, just amazing. Also, of course, the Norwegian Aqua was just started sailing, of course, in end of April. That's a new ship, and they actually had a Godfather christened that ship. It was the award-winning actor Eric Stonestreet. He was the Godfather. Okay, and what happened was Oceania Cruises, which is luxury cruise line, for several years, a great cruise line. What they do is it's more luxury, smaller ships, but they just announced um, they select as far as be christening the ship. They have three godparents, okay? They're going to be christening their new Oceania Allure, which is going to be christened in July. Um, anyway, it's kind of fun they chose these three people because, once again, Oceania Cruises is very big as far as high-end cuisine. And so what they did was they decided to name a collection of food and wine chefs as godparents of their new ship, Oceania Allura, coming out this July. And so she'll be christened by not just one, but a group of food and wine best new chefs alumni. They just made that announcement, which is great, on June 21st. That's good too. And once again, it goes back to with Oceania Cruises, they've always been really focused on the extraordinary cuisine. I'm not Salem, but I've had friends at Salem. It's beautiful, amazing. So anyway, but it was they selected the three chefs. Let me see here if I can find their names too, real quick here too. Like I said, it's just great because they've got, of course, their culinary center, of course, too, on board, and I think also accompanies their chef studio. But they've got let's see if I can find their names. Give me 1 minute. Let me find the names of the new godparents, godfathers, godmother. Let's see if I can find their names. Give me 1 sec. They just announced it's really fun too. So find their names. I know they got a special sailings too that are going to be culinary embrace too. For instance, they've got different sailings going on too. Like I said, the Ocean Allure is 2025 and 2026 itineraries are found at oceanacruises.com. But once again, Oceania Cruises, they're really the world's leading culinary and destination-focused cruise line. They've got 8 small luxury ships. Each ship just accommodates 1,250 guests, and they're featuring the finest cuisine at sea, which is great. Very destination-rich itineraries, and which is great too. So as far as, gotta get the actual names, that would help out too, because they got 3 people. We have a female and 2 gentlemen, and you find the names. Give me 1 minute here too. Let's see here. I can't find the names. That would really help out too, wouldn't it? Yeah, but let's see here. I'm sorry, I have to find their names. Let me see here too, because once again, it's just often they've got 3 godparents, well-known chefs. Okay, as godparents of the new ship Oceania Allura. So I will bring that up my next week's show. Good Ship Happens. Meantime, that's really kind of fun. We actually have 3 godparents christening the new Oceania Allura ship coming up this July. Okay. Once again, these 3 godparents are actually from the Food and Wine Best New Chefs alumni, which is great too. So they just announced it. So I'll mention more about that later too in a future episode. But keep in mind too. Okay. Something else that is kind of fun too is we've got new ships coming out too. But one wasn't even finalized video. But once again, we've got the new Royal Caribbean ship coming out, of course, this fall, and that's actually Star of the Seas. Okay, she's actually coming out August 31st this year, and Star of the Seas is the sister ship to Icon of the Seas, and she's going to have 5,619 passengers on board based on double occupancy. But what really kind of intrigues people, including me, is Star of the Seas has a new chief dog officer. Okay, her name is Sailor. I previously shared a short video of Sailor with Rover. Rover is the first chief dog officer, Icon of the Seas, but Star of the Seas is being trained. And the fun thing is, Michael Bailey, the president of Royal Caribbean, has been sharing some short pictures of Sailor. She's so cute, adorable, and she's a golden retriever. But Star of the Seas is going to be coming out, of course, August 31st, 2025, so just a couple months. And it's our second Icon class ship too, which is great. And she's got extensive water attractions, different entertainment options too, which is great. And also one of the largest ships, of course, too. But once again, in my case, I've been in big ships before too. They're not bad, but the thing is, who wouldn't want to actually sail on a ship with a chief dog officer, right? Okay. And she's so adorable. Okay. You got to keep happiness and smile for people too. Plus, also, you hear different input from people too, including what Michael Bailey shares too. He's the president of Caribbean, but also, like I said, she's there to really create smiles for the staff members that work on board the ship too, which is great too. So that's good too. As mentioned, going back to other new ships coming out, we've got Brilliant Lady, that is actually Virgin Voyages' new ship. Okay, she's going to be coming out this September 5th, and she's coming out in September this year. And once again, remember that this is adults only, have to be 18 years old to actually sail on their ships, which is great. Also, what's good too is I had a chance to actually be on board their first ship, and it was really wonderful because once again, in this case, I got a chance to see the ship before she's going to sail out. They meeted people like myself there. We got on board the ship about 6 o'clock. I was there all night. Didn't have to leave until maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, but it was great to really see the ship first. The Scarlet Lady, their first new ship. And it was really fun because once again, in this case with Virgin Voyages, they don't have main dining rooms, okay? Their ships don't have big capacities, but also what's nice too is with being 18 years and older, be on the ships too, it's really great because you have different types of dining venues available, okay? and it was great. I mean, the cuisine was wonderful. You don't have to run around trying to find a big place to dine at, like main dining rooms at cruise lines other have too. Also, was great too. The entertainment was great, very diverse, and different things too. And once again, with a brilliant lady coming out, she's going to be coming out September 5th, of course, this year. And once again, too, it goes back to different dining venues, which is great. Wellness programs. Entertainment is really, really geared towards a mature audience, too. It's their 4 ships. That's fun, too. Another fun thing, too, is with Star Princess. That's going to be Princess Cruises' new ship. She's coming out in October this year, October 4th. And she has a capacity of 4,350 guests. Also, as far as the type of class ship she is, because cruise lines have different types of ships, they have different classes, new ones they bring out too. This is going to be their second Sphere class vessel, and she offers expanded menus, advanced technology. It really enhanced the cruising experience also with elegance, etc. Another one that's really fun too is, I definitely want to write about it too, is with Celebrity Cruises. They've got their new ship coming out this year too, the Celebrity Xcel. Xcel is actually spelled X-C-E-L, Xcel, and she's going to debut November 18th this year. Her capacity is 2,918 guests, okay? So that's kind of fun too, because once again, it's their second of their Edge class ships. And once again, when you think about passenger capacity, ships that maybe accommodate 5,000-6,000 guests. Those are big ships. Okay, in this case too, it's really great because once again, Celebrity Xcel just accommodates 2,918 guests, which is great too. So she's going to be debuting on November 18th. I don't know more details yet as far as the godmother, whatever. We'll find out more later. And of course, we've got the Disney new ship coming out this year, November 20th. That's the Disney Destiny, and she's coming out actually November 20th this year. Her capacity is 4,000 guests. Okay. And then, of course, and them coming out later on too with Disney. Actually, they got 2 ships coming out. They got their Disney Destiny. Okay. I'm sorry, Disney Adventure. So Disney Destiny comes out this November 20th. And then the Disney Adventure is coming out December 27th. It's kind of a nice post-Christmas present, right? And she was actually it was originally part of the global class Disney Venture. Has been acquired, and they reimagined it by Disney Cruise Line, which is great too. So I'll show them about that later too. Okay. And of course, what's fun too is another cruise line that's maybe not as well known, but Windstar Cruises is phenomenal. They've been around for a long time. They got the new ship coming out, the Star Seeker, and she's coming out, of course, December 28th this year. Her capacity is just 224 guests. Yes, just 224 guests. Okay. And they expanded their fleet, which is great too. And like I said, she's going to join their existing Star class vessels. That includes the Star Breeze, the Star Legend, and Star Pride, which is great. So keep it in mind too. It's kind of fun too. Plus, it's really fun too is with Four Seasons. I mentioned this before too. But with Four Seasons Yachts, it's a cruise line. They're actually launching Four Seasons 1. It's like it's going to be coming out, I think, January now. But it's actually it's a new cruise line that Four Seasons Yachts is creating. Just has 180 guests on board. It's going to feature, it's actually, it's a 14-deck vessel. Also, it's kind of inspiration ties to Four Seasons Hotel. Also, what's great too is it's got floor-to-ceiling windows, terrace decks, plunge pools. Also, they get their 4-level funnel suite. Also, they were able to successfully hire a special captain. Okay, Captain Kate McHugh, who was well-known, amazing person. I met her, amazing. She's going to be becoming the captain of the Four Seasons 1. She's amazing, great story. Met her. Just saw her at Sea Trade Cruise Global Conference, which took place earlier in April. She was there. I didn't get a chance to talk to her much, but she's going to see her team. She's a great person. And she'd been with Celebrity Cruises for about 10 years, decided to step down. But once again, too, she lost her cat. So think she might take some time out, but once again, she's going to be the captain of Four Seasons Yachts. The first thing is going to be coming up in January this next year, so keep in mind too. Okay, something else. We've got more ships coming out in 2026, 27, but I'll share more of that later too. But one thing that's kind of fun too is actually, one thing that came up too is we actually have, different things that come up every year too. But once again too is one thing that just came up this week was actually on June 25th was actually the Day of the Seafarer 2025. Okay, it's a tribute to maritime heroes, and cruise lines also recognize people too that are maritime heroes that actually work with them. Okay, and it's just it's a global maritime community comes together on June 25th every year to observe the Day of the Seafarer. It's the United Nations recognized day established by the International Maritime Organization to acknowledge the vital role of seafarers in sustaining international trade and global supply chains too. So once again, it's really great too. And great way to kind of recognize people that work on board ships as seafarers. And it's a special international celebration too, because they work very hard. And once again too, it's just a reminder too. So, and cruise lines also, I know they recognized their staff on board this week earlier, which is great too. I know Carnival did a special celebration too, which is great too, but they all do this too, which is great too. So it's a way to kind of recognize people that actually drive the ship, so to speak, as seafarers. So keep in mind too, and it comes up every year on June 25th. So keep in mind too, it's really great. Something else that is kind of fun too is, I was actually on board the MSC World America on a christening cruise that was actually on April 9th through the 12th. That took place at Port Miami. MSC Cruises just opened up their port there in Port Miami, and actually can accommodate 3 different ships. It's a brand new port. They just, right there in Miami, but it was beautiful, amazing to get through, easy to get through too. Accommodates up to 3 ships. I got on board the MSC World America that afternoon, and what they do, we had different things to see and do first. And then, of course, they did christen the ship that evening, and that was when Drew Barrymore, the actress, christened the ship as the godmother. That was great. Also, what was good too is then different celebratory things too, because that evening later on, after she christened the ship, was amazing. And then later in the evening, the cruise director came on and mentioned there's a special conference going on, not really a conference, sorry, performance going on outside on board the ship. Performance by Gloria Estefan. Yes, it was amazing, and her singing is phenomenal too. But she actually performed for at least an hour, if not maybe an hour and a half. It was amazing. And then some people there just for christening had disembarked by 1 o'clock. The ship didn't sail out until maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, and we went to their private island. Okay, which is great. MSC, the Ocean Cay MSC Marine Reserve, which is beautiful. I've been there before, but it's so beautiful too. So anyway, as far as new ships coming out too, also another cruise line that just launched is actually Victory Cruise Lines. Okay, people might not be aware who they are. They've got a great story, and the Victory Cruise Line actually was they were part of another company. Okay, let me just go to key things. Okay, the company originally started as American Steamboat Company back in 2011. John Wagner was the founder, and he bought 1 ship, thinking they wouldn't grow that fast. They also purchased other ships. They started growing, and they're actually offering sailings on the rivers. Okay, then what happened was they actually, in 2019, they actually found another small cruise line, Victory Cruise Lines, that purchased their 2 ships. Okay, and those offered a bit different itineraries too. One thing is about John Wagner, the president, actually had his background in the maritime industry anyway, so it was great too. And then, of course, during the pandemic, things shut down, but also they decided to do too was, because they were growing, they decided to rebrand themselves in 2021 as American Queen Voyages, okay? And they run successfully, and what they did was they actually started launching with those two foreign Victory Cruise Line ships they had acquired in 2019. They launched sailings on the 5 Great Lakes, okay? I got a chance to see the one ship in 2021, which is beautiful, very small ship, but once again beautiful. It was departing from Navy Pier, Chicago, through the 5 Great Lakes to Toronto, and then doing return cruises that way too, which is great. So anyway, very beautiful. What happened to is then they were growing, and what happened was John Wagner decided in 2022, end of that year, to retire. But what happened though was what happened was then he actually sold the cruise line to Hornblower Group, and Hornblower Group had issues. They actually filed for bankruptcy in 2023 in the end of the year. What happened was then they had ships for sale, and John mentioned that he got a little bored being retired, yes, and he and his wife actually bought those 2 Victory Cruise Line ships, former Victory Cruise Line ships. They decided to relaunch Victory Cruise Line separately, which they successfully have done, and actually on the christening cruise of the Victory 1, so I was flown to Toronto on April 26th. What they do too is for people that book with Victory Cruise Lines, they have you come in the day before. They provide a free night hotel the day before you sail out, which is much more, makes it much easier. Because once again too, sometimes if you're flying out the same day, the problem is if you have issues with your flight, you get delayed. Guess what happens? You miss the flight, you might miss the ship, okay? So it's much easier now, but seriously, I'm much more smart too, honestly, is think about flying the day before. But in this case, with Victory Cruise Lines, they provide all their guests with a free night complimentary hotel. And although it's at Bermuda, that's what they did. It was great too. So they flew us in, hotel, had a chance to have dinner, which is great, took us out for dinner. Also got a chance to see a really, really fantastic performance in New York, which is great. No, I'm sorry, Toronto, Canada, sorry. But it's great. And then also got to board the ship, and then the next morning got off ship about 9 o'clock to go, got off the hotel at 9 o'clock to go to our ship, Victory 1, boarded it, and then that's when they did, later on that day, they did their special naming ceremony, which is great too, and John and Claudette Wagner, they're the owners, actually had their daughter christen the ship. It was amazing. Okay, then we sailed out on the 5 Great Lakes. It was really, really pretty because they got, they call their 5 Great Lakes cruises, but they went to really some beautiful places I've not been to myself too. I mean, yes, I've been on the ocean like crazy, but this was really, really a great experience, seriously. I mean, they provide free complimentary shore excursions to all the cities that they actually go to, plus their ships just handle 190 guests, okay? And, for instance, the first place we went to was actually in Port Colombo. Wait, I'm trying to pronounce this correctly. Port Colburn. And actually, we docked there, and then we had a free shore excursion that took us to Niagara Falls. It was beautiful, amazing. Also, they've got complimentary shore excursions to all their places, cities that they go to, but also got other ones you could actually pay more to if you want to. It's premium, whatever, but it was amazing. Because I'd never seen Niagara Falls. It was amazing. The weather cooperated. The sun was shining. It was beautiful. And I didn't get wet, okay? But it's beautiful. And it was just an amazing experience, too. What came up, too, is, and then, of course, went to Cleveland, Ohio. It was one of our next stops. And right there's a very special place in Cleveland, Ohio. Guess what it is? It's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's a complimentary shore excursion. I did that. It was amazing. I'd never been there before. I'd heard about great things. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is amazing. All these tributes to great artists. It was just so exciting. Just beautiful. I mean, so big, but beautiful experience, too. And then went to, next stop we went to was actually Detroit. And one that was actually included was actually the Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation. It was wonderful. Just amazing too. You got other shores if you want to. I just want to see some basic things too. It was great too. So, like I said, that was one I did. They also had some other ones you could pay more if you wanted to. They had this National Museum of the Great Lakes, and also they had Ford's innovation, ingenuity. But once again, it's great to see different places because I've never been to those places before. And then the next step we had actually a day of sailing, which is great too. It was a scenic sailing day, which is great. And then the next stop we did was actually the Sault Ste. Marie, and once again got a chance to do a shore excursion which took us to Sioux Locks, which is beautiful, and just the downtown stop was beautiful. And the other ones people could do too. Once again, too, it's great too. Is you actually, if you wanted to, you could take the complimentary one. All the other shore excursions you could take two, because you could actually fit two in a day if you wanted to, which is great. And then something else that came up too was actually wonderful. Oh my gosh, Mackinac Island. Okay, Mackinac Island, and beautiful. I'd heard about it before, never been there, but what's great too is because the size of Victory Cruise Lines, Victory 1 and Victory 2 ships, they're the only cruise ships that actually dock there. Okay, and other cruise lines that do river cruises or other things too can't dock there because their ships are too big. With the Victory 1, Victory 2, they dock right there. But one thing that's kind of fun too is with Mackinac Island, they don't have any regular vehicles there. Okay, they don't have cars. Okay, they have horse-drawn carriages to take people around. Also, they've got free bicycles. People use bicycles to go around. They've got their beautiful shore excursions too. What we did was with the horse-drawn carriages, which is beautiful. The horses were so big, but amazing. And it goes back in time too, but also it was fun too. I didn't get a chance to do this, but the main streets where we're at too, they took us beautiful places first. But anyway, if you wanted to, it's a great place for fudge. You could actually take a separate shore excursion as far as maybe cooking fudge, going different places to fudge. It was kind of fun too. Once again, you hear about places, and it was beautiful. Once again, too, it was great too. An advantage is with Victory Cruise Lines, they have two ships that are small enough on 190 guests that can actually dock there. They're the only cruise line actually can dock at Mackinac Island. Okay, Mackinac Island, beautiful, amazing, and the beautiful place we saw was just amazing, And another place we then went to was actually Escanaba, and that's actually in Michigan also. But with Escanaba, I just did the shore excursion included. It's called Exploring Escanaba's History. They had some other ones you could do two separately if you wanted to. They're more premium ones. One was actually doing their fine art, fine wine. Another one was actually their agricultural, which is great too. But once again, it's so exciting to see them relaunch and just start Victory Cruise Line separately. And as mentioned, what's great too is their ships are small, okay, 190 guests. Aboard the ship, everything is included, okay, including you've got included shore excursions for every place they go to. If you want to do more premium shore excursions, there's more for those involved too, if you want to do that too. But the ones I took were just amazing, complimentary also. Everything's included. Okay, as far as your drinks, wine, beer, whatever, it's all included, of course. Free Wi-Fi. And what they do too is kind of fun too is you've got your main dining, which is gorgeous, very, very small, beautiful. The cuisine was amazing. Something else that was wonderful too is what they did was during the day, depending, we were dark, what they did was you had your main dining room, also Compass Lounge. You can actually enjoy different views, beautiful window views to a beautiful place. They had different things that went on during the day. Right there, if you wanted to, you could actually make your own cappuccino. Okay, have free snacks. Some refrigerator, same for little snacks, even for lunch too. But you can make your own cappuccino. Okay, so I mean, yeah, I made my own cappuccino there every day. It's great. Once again, too, is the staff was phenomenal, just wonderful. The next Compass Lounge, they've got their tavern, which is their bar, which is great. Different entertainment there. Also, they've got they've got another really, really fun place to go to if you wanted more of a buffet kind of like thing just for breakfast, lunch, called the Grill. What's fun about that too is in the evenings you have to make a reservation, but it's free, okay? And if you like to cook, okay, anybody like to cook? What they do is at the grill in the evenings, they change it to the Tuscan grill. Make a reservation, okay, because it just accommodates maybe 40, 50 people the most. But they do is you can actually cook your own steak, whatever they give you this hot plate. It's really great. I had people do it, ran out of time to do it myself. It was great too. And you go there during the day too for like buffet snacks for breakfast or lunch, and the views were beautiful too. So just really, really great way to really embrace too. And as mentioned, because the ship is small, we docked right at different cities, which is great too. And just amazing, you know. Plus, like I said, having a chance to relax, flying the day before, relax at a hotel first, then go from the hotel to the ship. It was a beautiful experience, which I really, really enjoyed too. And once again, they include shore excursions, and you're going to enjoy at least a 1 or 3 hour shore experience in every port of call with multiple times, which is great too. So once again, what's great too is they just didn't have one shore excursion left at a certain time. They had multiple times too, which is great too. And choose different options, okay? Great too. And then of course you got 3 different dining options, which included their Tuscan stone grill at night, which is you make a reservation, but it's free. It's an inclusive, interactive concept in the grill for dinner, and great too. And also, of course, they've got their guests can actually cook at their table, utilizing hot stones, which is great too, and beautiful views of the Great Lakes too. And of course, they've got their, as mentioned, they've got every voyage includes 1 free pre-cruise hotel stay with a complimentary ground transfer between the hotel and the ship, okay, and then from the ship to the airport, which is great too. And all water view accommodations on board their ships, which is gorgeous. Also, unlimited Wi-Fi, okay. Daily onboard entertainment, they've got enrichment, okay. What they do too is they actually have done a partnership with the National Museum of Great Lakes, and they call it their Lake Lorien, and this is really fun too. Lake Lorien partnership with the National Museum of Great Lakes would host lectures, discussions, and answers throughout the journey, okay? And once again, too, is they would do these special things during the day where maybe on the lake, okay, prior to actually disembarking too. It's great too. It's great too. But they did this great collaboration. These people were experts, which is great too. So definitely keep in mind, it was really great to experience it too. But like I said, they had open bars, lounges, online Wi-Fi, the onboard entertainment, and of course different things too with your choice of spirits. But like I said, the food was amazing. Culinary cuisine too was great too. And once again, what they're doing right now is Victory Cruise Lines is doing these right now through the end of October, okay. And what they're doing too is, as mentioned, with the Victory One, also with the inaugural voyages, consisted of 10 nights sailing between Toronto and Chicago, which featured, in my case, stops at Niagara Falls, okay, which is great. We had the Post Colburn, Cleveland, Detroit, Sault Ste. Marie. I call it Sault Ste. Marie, but Sault Ste. Marie. Also Mackinac Island, beautiful, and Escanaba, Michigan. And they include excursions, complimentary to experience different local character, really local areas too. Henry Ford Museum, which is great. The Cleveland's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is great too, and the Sioux Locks Maritime Heritage Tour. And once again, as far as the dining venues, you had a chance to do the grill, of course, which is more casual than at night. They did the Tuscan grill. And also they've got, of course, their regular dining room, and of course they had their special tavern, which is great too. And once again, the Victory 2 just started sailing actually on May, let's see, I think May 6th. She was christened in actually Navy Pier, Chicago, okay, started her sailings. And once again too is they're sailing these cruises to the end of October. And then what they're doing is they're working on new cruises they'll be offering too, of course, starting in 2026, of course. And they're adding more too, which is great too. So once again, their Great Lakes and Canadian cruises include the Victory 1, Victory 2, okay? And also, as mentioned, they're going to be adding more itineraries coming up for 2026, which is great too. So definitely keep that in mind because it was just a great experience to do that too. And most fun too is a great way to really see the Great Lakes. I've not really done that before, so it was kind of fun to do that, you know? Like I said, I know that Victory Cruise Lines is working on some new itineraries right now for next year. And they're going to be adding more. They're working on some things too, because once again, they don't do the Great Lakes cruises during the winter time because of the weather, of course. But once again, it's a really, really great concept and beautiful. I mean, if you want to relax on the Great Lakes and just enjoy different things. Plus, what's great too is having those complimentary shore excursions included, and the good thing is too is you got options for more experiential ones if you want to, premium ones, okay? But also what's great too is in their case too is you can actually do, if you want to, more than one shore excursion per day, okay? Yeah, several options, which are great too. So if you want to take an early morning one, get back, and maybe take one in the afternoon, you reserve in advance, but it's great because once again, the ship's docked right there. You walk right off the ship. It's really, really pretty too. But just another way to kind of really experience the Great Lakes, and I'm just so excited that...
A great adventure inspires you, enriches your understanding of the world, even when the journey is close to home. Great adventures make a difference in the lives of others, create lasting friendships, and reveal places seldom seen, except by the fortunate few. Guided by naturalists, authors, and curators, we venture beneath the surface, exploring inside the periphery, gaining unencumbered access to great monuments and wonders. This is who we are. This is how we adventure, how we discover beyond. Let Victory Cruise Lines introduce you to the remarkable places and multifaceted cultures of North America, with complimentary excursions to the European flair of Canada and the majesty of the Great Lakes. Our intimate Victory 1 and Victory 2 are ideally suited to navigate continental lakes, narrow waterways, and the less visited coastal peninsulas, with spacious staterooms and panoramic spaces that bring the outdoors in, the adventure close at hand. Taste the flavors of the region, masterfully plated and deeply satisfying, in the coastal dining room and the grill, served by the friendliest staff at sea. Enjoy the complimentary microbrews, fine wines and spirits, or indulge in our premium labels while you take in the insightful enrichment, hosted games, and nightly entertainment. adventures await you aboard Victory Cruise Lines.
That's really fun, isn't it? I mean, except I'm so glad that he started, and like I said, John Wagner got bored being retired. Okay, and then the fun thing is his expertise before I actually decided to launch in 2011. It was American Queen Steamboat Company. He and somebody else bought one ship. Thought one should be good. They expand different things too, bought more ships too. They're more for the lakes cruises too, no, just also for the river cruises too. And then, like I said, then they wound up buying the two Victory Cruise Line ships from another company in 2019, incorporated those. They were actually doing some small sailings. I know they were doing some sailings in the summertime in Alaska, which looked great. And that really, really did also kind of just embrace him. And then they grew, which is great. They went through some issues, of course, when the pandemic, COVID-19 hit once again, too. They rebranded in 2021 to American Queen Voyages. It's great. And they started launching, they had changed the names of those Victory Cruise Line ships to different names, launched the Great Lakes Cruises, because I got a chance to see their one ship, of course, in 2022 when they first started, which is great, too, from Navy Pier. And that's great, too. So, but that was great too. It was really, really fun. They did that too in just a great way. So that was fun too. So anyway, and once again too is, I said, it's just exciting that they've restarted, very successful. And it's a great way to see the 5 Great Lakes. You're not seeing them because, the thing is, we get so embraced as far as other places to go to. Once again, we've got beautiful cities in Canada, also the U.S., which is great. So, What's good too is a good way to see different places in the U.S., but just sailing there rather than having to take a drive trip. Okay, because one thing too is a good example is with Mackinac Island. You can't drive there. They allow no vehicles there. Okay, which is great. So once again, keep in mind too, because it's just fun thing to do too, as far as seeing the 5 beautiful cities you can go to in the Great Lakes, which is great, all included as far as your shore excursions. If you want to do more enhanced experiences, they've got some other ones that they charge for. But honestly, if you want to just take the free ones that are complimentary, they're beautiful places to go to too. It was great, said, to take the Great Lakes. It was the horse-drawn carriage is beautiful. The horses were so big. But it's amazing to see that really, and also get a chance to really go to the fudge things too. But I guess fudge is very big in Mackinac Island. It actually has some excursion you take to actually go to different places and actually then learn how to make fudge, okay? But that was really fun too. So it's a great way to experience different things too. They've got more itineraries we're working on right now for 2026. I will keep you posted. Meantime, which is great that they've successfully relaunched now. And I know that with the Victory 1, Claudette and John Wagner, their daughter christened the ship. When they christened the Victory 2, their other ship that was actually May 6th in Chicago at Navy Pier, they had their granddaughter christened the ship. But how fun. So we'll keep in mind too. So once again, just keep in mind too, because once again, it's a great way to really relax, see different things maybe not seen before. And a beautiful way to go there because the ships are small. They dock right there. And they have beautiful shore excursions. Everything's included. So keep in mind too. And then, of course, too, is it's really fun that they've got new christenings coming up too. Okay, I will get the names of the godparents coming up christening the Oceana Cruises new ship. Didn't get their actual names, but they have 3 godparents christening the ships. Meantime, we actually did, they just actually christened, of course, with Oceana Cruises. They're owned by the Norwegian Corporation. Okay, so they've got, of course, Oceana Cruises. They've got Regent 7 Seas plus the Norwegian Cruise Line. But Norwegian Cruise Line just christened their new ship back in April. And they're the ones that had a godfather, so we can show that in a minute. That's a great, great, great example of how cruise line christen ships. But it's great, just so fun to see different things like this too. Because once again, it's an honor just to beautiful. Just beautiful to see christenings. I've been to several of the years, but it's just great. It's such an exciting thing to see people christen ships too. And just one honor too. Amazing. And once again, it's a good example of Good Ship Happens. Okay.
The belle of the ball, our brand new baby, Norwegian Aqua. Let's take a look at what she has to offer to our guests. Our private island in the Bahamas, Great Stirrup Cay. This island is being expanded and upgraded for our guests of all ages. Look at the size of that pool, y'all!
Norwegian Aqua's godfather, Eric Stonestreet.
It's a thrill for me to be here in Miami to christen the magnificent Norwegian Aqua. And may God bless her and all who sail upon her. 3, 2, 1.